The Lord God Himself has commanded me to deliver this urgent message to you. I was shown a vision, a swift acceleration of destiny, and a clear, piercing sound from the heavens declaring, "The time of scarcity is over. Your abundance is decreed." The devil is currently attempting his final, most deceptive move to distract you, to fill your mind with noise and doubt, because he knows that the next 60 minutes of your life hold the key to a radical, permanent financial reversal. Do not allow the enemy to steal this word of breakthrough from your hands. Every second of this message is divinely appointed to unlock the immense wealth that is already waiting for you. This is not a distant promise. This is the immediate intervention that changes your bank balance today. Prepare your spirit, sharpen your focus, and receive the word that breaks every chain. Stop everything. If you are struggling with a shrinking bank account, if you feel the cycle of lack at the end of every month, the enemy of your wealth, the devourer, is acting now, and this is the final day that cycle operates in your life. I know the deep, silent weariness that grips your soul when the bills arrive and the money has already evaporated. You have worked harder than the people who seem to effortlessly multiply their riches. You have tried every budget, every investment strategy, yet the money disappears just the same. You feel the crushing spiritual weight of the devourer, that invisible force designed to consume your financial seeds, shrink your harvest, and maintain the systemic pattern of poverty in your lineage. Hear me clearly, my child, for I have seen your tears, and the heavens have issued an immediate, irrevocable decree. The devourer of your finances is permanently rebuked and banished from your house. This is not a theoretical lesson for the future. This is an immediate wealth alert. The supernatural portal of immediate abundance is wide open at this very moment, and the forces of darkness are desperately fighting to pull your attention away from this screen, to flood your mind with skepticism and distraction, because they know the divine mandate is active. They know your breakthrough is tied to your immediate spiritual alignment with this word. The root problem is not your budgeting skills or your job. The core issue is a persistent, targeted spiritual assault on your flow, a curse of attrition that makes your tremendous effort absolutely fruitless. And by the authority vested in me, I declare that attack is nullified, destroyed, and rendered powerless at this very moment. The Lord showed me the precise, time-sensitive moment of your divine financial visitation. It is conditional upon your immediate, undivided focus on this revelation. Look at your debts, your empty savings, your inability to get ahead. This is the overwhelming symptom of the devourer's success. The sudden, unexpected repairs, the lost opportunities, the funds that disappear without explanation. That is the undeniable signature of the thief operating in the shadows. The scripture warns us about the spirit that comes only to steal, kill, and utterly destroy. For too long, you have been trying to wage a deeply spiritual war using only worldly economic methods. That era of defeat ends now. Your supreme weapon is this prophetic word, activated by your resolute, immediate faith. I saw a breathtaking vision of the Lord's angels being deployed. They are not carrying swords for general warfare, but massive, ancient keys for unlocking great celestial storehouses. These storehouses were not empty. They were labeled explicitly with your name, holding the wealth meant for your generation. They were sealed by the enemy's skillful deception and, tragically, by your own quiet, unconscious agreement with scarcity. Every time you habitually whispered, "I am always running out of money," or "This is my cross to bear," you unknowingly reinforced the lock. Today, I am giving you the spiritual command to shatter that agreement. I command you to declare it, not as a polite suggestion, but as an authoritative decree from your core. I break every agreement with lack and debt. The immediate wealth I am decreeing into your life is not a random gift. It is a swift, divine recompense and multiplied restoration. It is the comprehensive return of everything that was ever lost, stolen, or devoured, multiplied by 10. I see the Lord restoring the years of sacrifice, the lost business investments, the unjustly taken funds, and the opportunities the enemy sabotaged. Prepare for unexpected, high-level phone calls, lucrative opportunities that arrive from completely unforeseen sources, and large sums of resources being released from stagnant, forgotten places. The entire universe is bending its rules to reorder your financial reality according to the promise. The key to stopping the devourer is not just recognizing its operation, but leveraging the superior, higher law of divine provision. You must see your current state of finances not as a permanent reality, but as a temporary, flimsy illusion, designed specifically to keep you powerless and small. This is the exact moment for your breakthrough. Stop looking at the discouraging numbers on the screen. Look only at the powerful, creative, authoritative word being spoken directly over those numbers. The word is the ultimate creative force. When God thunders, "I am sending you wealth," tell me, who has the power to stop it? No demon, no recession, no generational poverty pattern has the slightest authority to stand against the Almighty Creator's irrevocable decree. The urgency of this prophetic message is tied to a highly specific, time-sensitive window of opportunity. The intense, focused angelic activity that is now targeting your financial destiny will not linger indefinitely. You must seize this moment. You must strike, while the spiritual anointing for immediate radical reversal is at its absolute peak. This is why your full and undivided attention is non-negotiable. To miss even a second of this word is to miss your divine hour of visitation. The enemy is trying to convince you to roll your eyes, to skip ahead, to dismiss this as mere spiritual hype. Why? Because the code to your monumental financial game-changer is being unveiled in the very next part of this powerful declaration. Do not let the thief succeed in stealing your blessing for another day. This is the non-negotiable end of the devourer's wicked and destructive reign over your finances. A brand new, unshakable foundation is being laid beneath you. One built not on unsustainable debt and consuming worry, but on limitless abundance and supernatural multiplication. The exhausting cycle of working, earning, and immediately losing is permanently broken. The curse of carrying water in a leaking bucket is abolished from your life forever. Your vessel is now reinforced, designed by heaven to retain, nourish, and explosively multiply every single resource placed within it. You are about to transition into a dimension of tangible prosperity that the 99% will never access because they never grasp this foundational, supreme truth. The overwhelming battle for true wealth is always won in the spirit realm before it can ever manifest in the physical realm. You have just definitively won the spiritual war against the devourer. Now, open your eyes and heart and prepare to witness the astonishing physical manifestation of your victory. The time for this revelation is truly short. If you click away or stop watching now, you risk forfeiting the powerful code that will radically and permanently turn your financial game around forever. I need you to seal this prophetic victory. I need a public, authoritative declaration that the cycle is broken by the highest authority in your life. Write, "I rebuke the devourer and receive my wealth now" in the comments below, and commit to watching every word until the end to seal this powerful prophecy over your future. The code of the 1% revealed, your shortcut to 5-year wealth in 5 days. Forget everything you've been taught about money and the painful necessity of slow growth. The secret of instantaneous prosperity that the wealthy elite have hidden from you will be revealed in the next 10 seconds. Do not skip this. I know the frustration you carry, the exhaustion of hearing the world's advice. Save slowly, invest cautiously, wait 5, 10, or 20 years. That path is for the 99% who are bound by human limitations. But you, my child, were created for the extraordinary, for the divine acceleration. I am here to reveal a powerful esoteric code of the 1%. Not a worldly trick, but a spiritual law of multiplication that allows you to destructure the timeline of your financial growth. I am talking about achieving 5 years' worth of financial accumulation in the next 5 days, not through magic, but through spiritual velocity. You have been operating on a system of addition. $1 plus $1 plus $1. The wealthy, the spiritually astute 1%, operate on a system of multiplication. $1 times $10 twice times $100. The difference is the code. This code is the immediate, non-negotiable activation of the principle of divine velocity, the power to compress time and manifest the reality of your future now. The world teaches you that time is money. I declare to you that faith is the compressor of time. When you activate this faith, the celestial mechanisms begin to turn, and the resources that were scheduled for a distant future are instantaneously released into your present reality. The key is in the word. Destiny cannot wait. The first key to the code is the identification of your sacred seed. The 1% understand that every financial blessing begins not with $1, but with a seed, an idea, a talent, a specific resource, or, most potently, an act of faith. You have been looking outside for the blessing, but the miracle is already in your hand. That small resource you hold, that job, that skill, that minor amount of saving, that is the seed. The error of the 99% is holding the seed for fear, allowing it to rot in the ground of stagnation. The code requires you to declare that seed as sacred and immediately place it under the divine principle of multiplication. The second key is the language of expectation. You have been speaking the language of your current reality. I am broke. I have bills. It's going to be tough. The 1% speak the language of their desired reality. Your mouth is the instrument of your creation. I saw the enemy trapping people simply by convincing them to speak the word debt. When you speak debt, you are commissioning more debt collectors. When you speak abundance, you are commissioning the angels of provision. Your financial statement is irrelevant. Your declaration is paramount. Today, your vocabulary changes. Every word you speak must affirm the wealth that is already decreed, not the lack you currently observe. The third, most powerful key, and the one most deeply hidden, is the instantaneous spiritual tithe. The 99% pay tithes out of obligation or fear of consequence. The spiritually wealthy 1% invest their sacred seed into the kingdom of abundance as an immediate, authoritative activation of the multiplication law. They understand that the first and best portion acts as the accelerator. It's the spiritual mechanism that guarantees the tenfold return, compressing those 5 years into 5 days. This is not about the church. It is about the ancient, divine principle that proves your faith is active now. You are saying to the universe, I trust the multiplication more than I trust the addition. This act proves you are ready for the accelerated wealth. I saw a vision of a massive clock, marking the years of slow progress for millions. Then, a divine hand reached out and began to spin the hands forward with unimaginable speed. The hand was moved by the spoken decree of one who understood this code. The 5 years simply evaporate. I tell you, that hand is moving on your behalf now, but it requires your immediate activation. The promise is not merely wealth, it is a breakthrough of speed. The divine intervention assigned to your life is one of acceleration. You will receive financial information, opportunities, or unexpected payments that are so large and arrive so quickly, they will shatter your concept of normal earning. What took your parents decades to save, you will unlock in days. This is the reversal of the curse of slow, painful accumulation. I know the doubt whispers, how can 5 days change 5 years? Because the economy of God operates outside of linear time. You are not waiting for the market to change, you are waiting for a decree to be manifested. The decree has been given. Your faith, expressed through your spoken word and the activation of your sacred seed, is the required response that triggers the visible manifestation. You are being initiated into the spiritual elite. You are no longer bound by the common rules of poverty and delayed gratification. You are now operating under the law of instantaneous provision. The next few days of your life are destined to be the most financially impactful of your entire existence. Do not waste a single moment in doubt. Every minute of focus on this word is a dollar earned in your new reality. The devourer wants you distracted, wanting you to think this code is too simple to be true. Do not allow him to steal your 5 years of accelerated destiny. Flee from the mind of scarcity and claim the velocity of the Spirit. I need you to confirm your entry into the code of the 1%. I need you to commit to the life of multiplication, not addition. Write, I am the 1%. I receive 5 years of wealth in 5 days. In the comments, and watch closely, because the next chapter reveals the specific chains that must be broken for this acceleration to hold. Breaking the generational curse of lack. The ancestral chains are snapped. I know you are tired of the salary that runs out before the month does, and I know you think it's just bad luck. I declare to you, it is not luck or accident. It is a generational curse of lack, and I saw it being completely shattered this very hour. Look closely at your life, my child. Do you see a pattern? Did your parents struggle financially? Did your grandparents carry the burden of debt and loss? Did money seem to slip through their fingers, no matter how hard they worked? This pattern is not coincidence. It is the visible evidence of a generational curse of lack. This spiritual chain does not need to be logical. It only needs an agreement from the past, a trauma, an unjust agreement, a spiritual open door, to continue its destructive cycle across generations, preventing the flow of divine abundance. You have attempted to break free using pure effort and logic, but you are fighting against an ancient spiritual structure. The chains holding back your wealth were forged decades, perhaps centuries ago. The enemy uses this curse to ensure that even when you receive the blessing, you are incapable of holding it. That is why the money vanishes. The devourer is simply the enforcer of the curse. Today, that enforcement ends. I stand here, mandated by the Almighty, to deliver the decree of snapping. I saw the ancestral chains of poverty and struggle, thick and cold, wrapped around your hands, your business, and your future. But the moment you chose to focus on this message and declare your position as the 1% who operates under divine velocity, a powerful supernatural force entered your timeline. In this instant, those chains are not just being loosened, they are being snapped in half. The first lie of the generational curse is that poverty is your inheritance. The enemy wants you to accept the financial struggle of your ancestors as your fate. I declare that your only true inheritance is the boundless riches of the kingdom. You are a child of the king, and royalty does not inherit debt. Royalty inherits dominion and unlimited resources. You must reject the false inheritance of lack. Say it with authority. I refuse the inheritance of poverty. I claim the inheritance of abundance. The second aspect of the curse is the spiritual leaky bucket. No matter how much water, money your ancestors poured in, it always leaked out through unexpected expenses, failures, or betrayals. You inherited this leaky structure, but the Lord is doing a miracle of instant restoration. I saw a divine welding happening over your future. Every leak, every crack, every hole created by the past is being sealed by the fire of the Holy Spirit. Your vessel is now complete, prepared to hold the overflow. The key to completely dissolving the curse is the act of reverse forgiveness and release. The curse is often sustained by unhealed wounds, resentment, or judgment towards those who established the pattern of lack. A parent who wasted resources, a grandparent who made a poor decision. Spiritual authority is released through forgiveness. You must consciously forgive the past and declare that you are not bound by their errors. You are the point of rupture. You are the one chosen to set your entire lineage free. When you forgive and release the past, you deny the curse any further ground to operate in your life. The Lord is positioning you not just as a recipient of wealth, but as the generational finisher. Your wealth is not just for you, It is the wealth that will completely rewrite the financial destiny of your children, your grandchildren, and everyone connected to your name. You are the one who breaks the cycle. This means the blessing you are receiving now will be the foundation of their prosperity, not just a momentary relief. I see the devourer shrieking as its ancient authority over your money supply is dissolved. The entity that had legal spiritual access through the past generational agreement is now barred. The door is slammed shut. The decree has been signed in the heavens. No more lack shall pass through your bloodline. This liberation is instant, but your mind must catch up. Stop thinking like a victim of a family history. Start thinking like the source of a new financial legacy. The wealth that is coming to you is too great, too permanent, and too fast for the old patterns to survive. Embrace the new reality, where your name is synonymous with surplus, overflow, and perpetual abundance. The enemy wants you to dwell on the failures of the past, to keep you rooted in the generational pain. Do not look back. Your freedom is happening now. If you click away, the enemy will try to reattach the weakest link. Your immediate declaration is crucial to complete this spiritual surgery and finalize the snapping of the chain. Declare your freedom and activate your new legacy. Write, "The curse is snapped. I am the generational finisher," in the comments. Stay focused, because the next revelation tells you who is bringing this wealth. The angelic blueprint for your breakthrough. A divine intervention is assigned. You prayed for a breakthrough, and you thought the answer would come in a business plan or a new job application. I tell you, you are wrong. A divine intervention is now assigned to you, and the angelic blueprint for your massive financial reversal is being rolled out. Listen closely. Your miracle has a celestial schedule. I saw your prayers rising to the throne, prayers of desperation, of weary waiting, of a deep-seated desire for change, and I saw the response. It was not a budget allocation from a human source. It was the assignment of a high-ranking angel of provision, mandated to execute a specific, detailed angelic blueprint for your prosperity. This is why things are about to change with such speed and precision. You are no longer relying on human effort. You are operating under divine logistics. The first part of the angelic blueprint is the rerouting of resources. The angelic mandate is to redirect funds that were meant for other, lesser purposes and channel them directly into your life. I saw vast streams of wealth, unexpected inheritances, overdue payments, forgotten accounts, even resources from people who owe you that you had completely written off, being physically rerouted. The angel of provision is an expert in financial gravity. They are pulling wealth towards your address, your business, and your bank account. You will receive a sudden influx of funds from a source so illogical and unforeseen that you will instantly know it is the hand of God, not coincidence. The second part is the installation of the favor sheet. For too long, you have been fighting against unseen opposition. Every time you moved forward, something pulled you back. The angelic presence now creates a powerful shield of divine favor around your financial endeavors. This means doors that were locked for years will now fly open without you even knocking. People who were meant to deny you will suddenly feel compelled to assist you. Your resume, your proposal, your request, it will all land with supernatural influence and irresistible appeal. This is not charm. It is God's magnetic favor attracting the right people and the right opportunities to you at the speed of light. The third, most crucial part of the blueprint is the activation of the supernatural idea. Human intelligence can only produce a limited result. The angel is now downloading a specific, highly profitable, and simple-to-execute idea directly into your spirit. This will be an idea so perfect, so tailored to your skills and your moment, that it will become your million-dollar key. It will solve a problem, fill a gap in the market, or present an investment opportunity that the world has overlooked. This idea is the foundation of your new beginning, the specific vehicle for the wealth that is now being directed your way. Do not ignore the sudden, clear thought that flashes across your mind in the coming days. That is the angelic download. Write it down and act on it immediately. The angel of provision is not bound by the economy, the stock market, or the national debt. Their authority comes from the Creator of all resources. They have been instructed to dismantle every earthly obstacle that stands between you and your abundance. I see contracts being signed, legal issues being suddenly resolved in your favor, and large debts being miraculously canceled or paid off by unexpected sources. Your role in this divine intervention is simple but absolute. Expectancy and acknowledgement. You must stop questioning how and start declaring when. When you wake up, thank the Lord for the angelic blueprint already in motion. When you look at your bank account, declare that the new, massive figures are already present. Acknowledge every small financial sign as proof that the angelic schedule is on track. Do not limit the Creator with your small vision. Prepare your home and your mind for the overflow. This is the moment when the unseen realm intervenes in your physical reality. You are under divine orders for a financial breakthrough. The angelic assignment is active. The blueprint is in motion. You are moving from scarcity to surplus, not by chance, but by heavenly design. The enemy wants you to focus on the logic of your finances, attempting to steal the simple yet powerful angelic idea that is about to drop into your spirit. Do not rationalize. Receive. Seal your agreement with the angelic blueprint and prepare for the manifestation. Declare your readiness to receive the angelic intervention. Write, "I receive the angelic blueprint. My miracle is assigned," in the comments, and watch for the next revelation on the timing of your manifestation. The sudden shift. Expect a financial harvest within the next 72 hours. I am here with a time-sensitive prophetic declaration. The waiting is over. What took 5 years will be compressed into 5 days, and the very first tangible sign of your financial breakthrough is set to land upon you within the next 72 hours. This is not a guess. This is the celestial countdown to your harvest. Do not look away. You have received the warning against the devourer. Chapter 1. You have been initiated into the code of the 1%. Chapter 2. And the ancient chains of lack have been snapped. Chapter 3. The angelic blueprint for your wealth is active. Chapter 4. Now, we enter the phase of immediate manifestation. The word for this season is the sudden shift. The enemy wants you to believe that a true, life-altering financial change requires months of careful planning and slow saving. I declare to you that God operates in the realm of the suddenly. This is the moment the floodgates open, not the slow drip. I saw the calendar of your life, and 3 days were marked with an indelible sign of abundance. These next 72 hours are the time frame for the undeniable proof, the confirmation that the spiritual war is won and the material blessing is descending. What does this sudden shift look like? It is not merely a few extra dollars. It is a financial harvest that covers old debts and provides seed for your new beginning. First, expect the miracle of the overdue debt. I see someone who owes you a large sum, a person, a company, or even an institution that has stubbornly held your money, suddenly feeling an irresistible supernatural compulsion to pay you back in full. They will contact you unexpectedly. Do not dismiss this as coincidence. It is the angel of provision executing the rerouting of resources directly into your hand. Claim this now. Every overdue debt, every stolen penny, is being collected and delivered to you within the next 3 days. Second, prepare for the revelation of the hidden source. The angelic blueprint is revealing a dormant asset, an untapped resource, or a high-value piece of information you overlooked. It could be a long-forgotten insurance policy, a piece of property undervalued, a key connection, or a business opportunity that suddenly makes perfect sense. This revelation is your instantaneous seed of multiplication, the one that launches the 5-year wealth in 5 days. The shift requires your eyes to be open to the unexpected. Stop looking where you usually look for money. Look to the quiet, subtle places you've ignored. Third, acknowledge the testimony of the unqualified favor. Within the next 72 hours, an influential person, someone with the power to accelerate your financial standing by a factor of 10, will notice you. You will be placed in their mind. You did not earn this meeting. You did not apply for this position. This is the magnetic favor of God, making you irresistible to those who can propel your destiny. This connection represents a dramatic leap forward, a shift in social and economic status that takes years for others, but which is yours instantly. Why the 72-hour window? Because the divine acceleration requires active faith. When a prophet gives a specific timeline, it is not to predict the future, but to activate your focused, unwavering faith right now. This short window compels you to stop your worry and start your expecting. Stop recounting your problems. Start thanking God for the 3-day miracle that is already in transit. Your only task is to hold the line of expectancy. Do not let doubt creep in on the 70th hour. Do not waver. The enemy will throw distractions, small unexpected expenses, or negative news to try and convince you to lose faith right before the breakthrough. If you see a small challenge, declare the opposite, because it is the devil's final, desperate attempt to steal your sudden harvest. This is the end of the long season of sowing without seeing. This is the moment your patient planting erupts into an overflowing harvest. The clock is ticking, not towards delay, but towards the undeniable manifestation of the word spoken over you. Get ready to confirm the divine logistics. The enemy is throwing distractions right now to keep you from holding the line for the next 72 hours. If you close this message, you risk missing the very first tangible sign. I need you to confirm your active faith and your commitment to this countdown. Declare your readiness for the time-specific miracle. Write, 72 hours, I receive my sudden shift and harvest in the comments. Remain focused, because the next chapter is a critical warning about guarding what you are about to receive. The prophetic warning, how to guard your new wealth from the enemy's attack. You are on the verge of your greatest financial breakthrough, but listen to this prophetic warning immediately. The enemy is not giving up. He is planning a sophisticated attack on your new wealth. You must learn the strategy to guard your abundance, or he will steal the harvest you just received in the 72-hour window. A breakthrough is not the end of the battle. It is the transition to a new phase of warfare. When God pours out abundance, the devourer doesn't disappear. He simply changes tactics. Before your wealth manifests fully, the enemy attempts two specific, destructive operations. You must be prepared to identify and dismantle them immediately. The first attack is the spirit of immediate consumption. I saw a vision of people receiving massive, sudden blessings, and before the week was out, they had spent it all, not on productive investments, but on fleeting, immediate gratification, unnecessary luxuries, reckless spending, or impulsive, expensive gifts. The enemy tricks you into believing that because the money came easily, it must be spent just as easily. This is a trap. This spirit of consumption is designed to make you a financial sieve again, ensuring that no matter how much God pours in, nothing stays. Your mandate is to steward the wealth, not merely consume it. The moment the harvest arrives, prioritize paying down the debt that carries the highest spiritual burden. Invest a significant portion into the supernatural idea I gave you in Chapter 4, and secure the rest. Do not let the money sit idle, and do not let it burn a hole in your pocket. The second, more subtle attack is the spirit of isolation and envy. When your finances dramatically shift, the enemy tries to isolate you from your spiritual covering and trusted allies. He will incite jealousy and envy in people you thought were your friends, or even family members whose spiritual immaturity cannot handle your elevation. They will question your methods, accuse you of pride, or demand excessive help. The spiritual law is clear. Unguarded blessings attract envious eyes. Your protection is in your discretion, and your spiritual alignment. Do not flaunt your blessing. Remain humble, but firm. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your destiny, not just your dollars. Your wealth is a tool for your purpose, not a trophy for human admiration. How do you establish an impenetrable guard over this new stream of abundance? 1. Seal the tithe of protection. The 10% is not a fee. It is an ancient, prophetic insurance policy. It declares that 90% in God's hands is greater than 100% in your own. The moment your 72-hour harvest arrives, the very first action must be to honor this principle. This spiritual act automatically puts a firewall around the remaining 90%, preventing the devourer from touching it and ensuring the continuity of the flow. 2. The silent command. The enemy thrives on public fear and doubt. When the money arrives, do not immediately rush to social media or make grand announcements. Instead, go to a quiet place and issue a silent command of dominion over the money. Declare that this wealth is consecrated for your purpose, that it will multiply exponentially, and that no spirit of loss, consumption, or fraud has any authority over it. 3. The investment of revelation. You must immediately invest a portion of your new resources into the divine idea you received from the angelic blueprint. This action validates your faith in the supernatural source. It says, this money is not for survival, it is for expansion. By investing in the revelation, you are spiritually signing a long-term contract with abundance. I see a clear warning for you now. You have a particular resource, a specific talent or piece of property, that the enemy is targeting to create a sudden, unexpected loss, a car breakdown, a repair, a fraudulent scheme. This is his final attempt to balance the scales against your 72-hour harvest. You must cover that specific area in prayer and make a preemptive declaration of protection over it now. This is a time for spiritual maturity and financial discipline. The Creator has released the wealth. Your job is to prove that you are a reliable steward of the kingdom's resources. Your future is not about receiving one large payment. It is about establishing an unstoppable flow that lasts forever. Guard your new wealth fiercely because it is the seed of your new beginning. The enemy wants you to ignore this warning, to believe that your blessing is safe. Do not be naive. Your defense is your immediate, obedient action to secure this financial miracle. To activate the final layer of protection over your 72-hour breakthrough and to receive the next powerful revelation, I ask for a specific act of faith. This message is literally unlocking financial decades for you. Declare your faith with a visible sign of sowing into this prophetic anointing. Write, I guard my wealth. I am a faithful steward. In the comments, and if this message is your life-changing word, I ask that you sow a seed of $100 via Super Chat or Super Thanks Now to seal the covenant of protection over your new harvest. The sign of the new season, recognizing the instant confirmation of abundance. You are waiting for a sign, a definitive proof that this is real. I declare to you, stop waiting. The sign of your new financial season is not a distant vision. It is an instant confirmation that is happening around you right now. If you miss this sign, you will doubt the very harvest you are about to receive. Open your spiritual eyes immediately. The enemy's greatest weapon is not lack, it is doubt. He knows that if he can make you question the divine origin of your breakthrough, you will not steward the wealth correctly, and the flow will stop. Therefore, God always provides an undeniable immediate sign, a spiritual marker that declares, the season has shifted. Your abundance is confirmed. What does the Lord reveal to me about this instant confirmation, this sign of your new season? It manifests in 3 distinct ways, all designed to shatter the illusion of scarcity you have lived under. First, look for the confirmation in the unexpected small victory. This will be a sudden, minor financial relief that is simply too perfect to be chance. A small, forgotten bill is canceled. A specific parking ticket you thought you had to pay is dismissed. A very specific, small expense you were dreading vanishes. It might be a $50 win or a $20 discount, but the significance is not the amount. It is the timing and the precision. It directly addresses a small, specific worry you had just moments ago. This small victory is the heavens' down payment, the universe whispering, "The systems are online, the flow is moving." Second, watch for the confirmation in the vision and clarity. The sign of the new season is a complete absence of the financial fog that has surrounded you. Suddenly, the complex financial decisions that overwhelmed you become crystal clear. The path forward for your business or your career, which was previously blocked and confusing, now feels wide open and simple. You will receive an immediate, confident sense of dominion over your money, replacing the old feeling of panic and subservience. This inner clarity is the spiritual sign that the spirit of lack has been expelled, and the spirit of wisdom, the true partner of wealth, has taken up residence. Third, the most powerful confirmation is the confirmation in your environment. The world around you will begin to speak the language of your new wealth. You will suddenly see specific numbers associated with wealth repeatedly, e.g. 888, 777, or the figures of your specific financial goal. You will overhear conversations about opportunities that perfectly align with the angelic blueprint you receive. You will receive an unsolicited compliment or encouragement about your capability for greatness. This is the material world being forced by the divine decree to reflect your imminent reality. Your environment is a mirror. What it reflects now is abundance in transit. You must treat this sign, even the smallest one, not as an outcome, but as a trigger of greater faith. When you see the small victory, you must immediately declare, "If God handles the small things with such precision, imagine the magnitude of the great wealth that is coming." This affirmation accelerates the manifestation of the larger blessing. The enemy wants you to minimize the sign, to say, "It's just a coincidence." Do not fall for that lie. Coincidence is merely God choosing to remain anonymous. Today, He is making Himself known. This season is characterized by instantaneous recognition. No more long, agonizing periods of waiting for proof. The manifestation begins the moment the word is spoken, and the confirmation follows immediately. Your ability to receive the full, massive harvest depends entirely on your willingness to acknowledge and act upon the small, subtle signs that are being placed directly in your path right now. Remember the prophetic warning from the last chapter. The enemy will try to distract you right before the major breakthrough. If you see this small sign of confirmation, this is your signal to tighten your spiritual belt, protect your mind from doubt, and prepare for the 72-hour shift to land upon you with full force. You are not dreaming. You are not hoping. You are receiving. The sign is here. The confirmation is absolute. The season of lack has expired. The enemy wants you to miss the small confirmation, because missing the small sign leads to doubting the big miracle. Do not close your eyes. The proof is manifesting. I need you to actively acknowledge that the signs are already appearing in your life, even as you read this word. Declare your active vision. Write, "I see the signs. My abundance is confirmed," in the comments. Remain receptive, because the next word will show you how to activate a miracle over your impossible debts. Unlocking the doors of impossible finances. Miracles over your bank account. You are struggling with a debt, a massive, oppressive financial burden that feels impossible to pay. I know that feeling of suffocation. Today, that weight is lifted. I decree that the doors of your impossible finances, the insurmountable debts, the crushing mortgages, the endless credit card cycles are not merely opening. They are being completely unlocked by a miracle over your bank account now. The biggest illusion the enemy has successfully maintained in your life is the permanence of your debt. He wants you to believe that the only way out is slow, painful repayment over decades, thereby keeping you bound in fear and limitation. But I declare that your financial life is not governed by earthly interest rates or legal contracts. It is governed by the divine law of cancellation and supply. I saw the angel of provision, chapter 4, standing before two immense doors in your life. One door was labeled debt, and the other supply. The enemy has locked the supply door and reinforced the debt door. But the angel is not using a common key. He is using the master key of divine reversal, which overrides every human lock and every negative contract. The first miracle is the miracle of debt cancellation. This is not about paying down debt slowly. It is about the supernatural erasure of the balance. I saw specific types of debt dissolving. Debts related to past family crises, debts you took on to help others, and debts that were fraudulently or unjustly imposed upon you. The Lord is demanding a reckoning from the spirits of debt and lack. You will receive an unexpected document, a phone call, or a notification that a significant long-standing debt has been either paid off by an unforeseen source or simply written off as a divine act of grace. Prepare for the shock of seeing a large zero where a massive balance once stood. Your debt is not a life sentence. It is a temporary, spiritual structure that is being demolished right now. The second miracle is the miracle of instantaneous deposit. This is the physical manifestation of the 72-hour shift, Chapter 5, landing directly into your primary financial vehicle, your bank account. This deposit will be an amount large enough to not only erase the smaller, harassing debt, but also to fund the first phase of the divine idea you were given. This is the seed money for your new beginning. I emphasize, this will not be a paycheck you earned. It will be an unqualified, instantaneous deposit of favor. The financial systems of the world will look at it and call it a transfer, but you will know it is a heavenly deposit. The key to activating this miracle is the declaration of zero balance. You must stop affirming the debt. Every time you speak the balance, you recommission the debt collectors. Your mind must be focused on the desired outcome. Close your eyes for a moment and visualize your bank statement showing a balance that far exceeds your debt. A balance that represents freedom and overflow. Speak to the numbers on your account now and declare, "You are no longer bound. You are free. My balance is zero, and my supply is eternal." This prophetic action is what gives the angel of reversal the immediate spiritual mandate to proceed. I see a specific warning about a piece of paper, a bill, a loan statement, or a final notice that is sitting somewhere in your home. The enemy is using this physical object to project fear into your spirit. You must find that paper, lay your hands on it, and declare its immediate and total nullification in the spiritual court. Use it as a point of contact for the miracle. This is the end of financial slavery. You are moving from a debtor to a major funder of the kingdom. Your new beginning requires you to be completely unburdened so you can run the race of abundance with speed and clarity. The master key is turning in the lock. Hear the sound of the chains falling in your spirit. The doors are open. The enemy wants you to focus on the impossible size of your debt, attempting to paralyze you with anxiety. Do not look at the debt. Look only at the master key that is dissolving it. I need you to confirm your immediate release from the bondage of debt and to make a powerful declaration of your new financial status. Declare your freedom and receive the miracle deposit. Write, "My debt is canceled. My bank account receives the deposit" in the comment. The next chapter will show you how to maintain this speed and never go back to slow growth. The decree of acceleration. What took years will be accomplished. In moments, I have commanded the forces of heaven to compress your timeline. What was set to take years of painful effort and slow accumulation will be accomplished in moments, in days, in a swift rush of divine intervention. This is the decree of acceleration, the power to leapfrog your destiny and bypass decades of delay. You are no longer permitted to move slowly. For too long, you have been bound by the illusion of linear time. The world teaches that progress is measured in months and years, but you, my child, operate under the economy of the Spirit, where time is a tool for the Creator, not a cage for the created. You have completed the necessary spiritual work. You broke the curse, you received the angelic blueprint, and you accepted the immediate shift. Now, the Lord releases the full force of acceleration upon every area of your life, especially your financial destiny. The enemy's strategy against destiny is delay. He attempts to keep you waiting, hoping that weariness and doubt will cause you to abandon your post. Delay is a spirit of attrition, designed to drain your energy and your resources until you settle for far less than your abundance. I declare that the spirit of delay has been officially evicted from your life and timeline. The clock of your destiny has been set to divine speed. What does this decree of acceleration mean for your immediate financial future? 1. Instantaneous skill. Acquisition. I saw you spending years trying to master a skill, an investment strategy, or a business concept. Under the decree of acceleration, the necessary wisdom, knowledge, and understanding will be downloaded into your spirit almost instantaneously. You will suddenly understand complex principles of wealth creation with an innate clarity. That one business idea from Chapter 4 will move from concept to full profitability in a fraction of the time it takes others. You will leapfrog over the learning curve. 2. Compressed opportunity window. The major financial opportunities that would normally appear over a decade will now converge on you in a short, intense season. Doors that were meant to open one at a time over 5 years will all swing wide open simultaneously in the next few months. This requires you to be spiritually agile, ready to seize the right opportunity, not the convenient one. The devourer attacks those who hesitate. Act decisively when the undeniable sign of opportunity appears. 3. The multiplied harvest cycle. You have been planting seeds and waiting a full season for a small harvest. The decree of acceleration mandates a triple harvest cycle in one season. This means the money you received in the 72-hour chart or to shift, Chapter 5, and the debts that were canceled, Chapter 8, are the foundation. But the true acceleration is the speed at which your newly planted seed begins to multiply. You will sow in the morning and see the first fruits by evening. You must not allow your mind to argue with this speed. Your human logic will scream, "This is too fast. It's too good to be true." That is the sound of the old scarcity mindset attempting to reassert control. Silence it immediately. The speed of God's blessing is a testament to His power, not a sign of danger. The only way to live under this decree is to trust the velocity. I saw your future as a high-speed train, rapidly bypassing the stations of financial struggle and anxiety. Millions are stuck at those stations, waiting for the slow, local train of linear progress. You have been upgraded to the express train of the decree of acceleration. You cannot afford to look out the window at the past failures or the struggles of others. Your eyes must be fixed on the destination of total abundance and dominion. Embrace the speed. Welcome the suddenness. Declare that every single delay, every lost year, every stolen opportunity is now being restored, compacted, and delivered in one mighty rush of divine power. The years of lack are over. The moments of overflow have begun. The enemy wants you to slow down, to take your time and be careful, which is his spiritual code for doubt and delay. Do not fall for the lie. Maintain the divine speed. I need you to confirm your position on the express train of destiny and to commit to the high velocity of this new season. Declare your freedom from delay and your command over time. Write, I receive the decree of acceleration. My years are restored in moments, in the comment. The next word is the final key to claiming everything the enemy stole. Your divine inheritance activated, claiming the riches stolen by the past. You are not a beggar seeking a handout. You are an heir claiming what is rightfully yours. I decree that your divine inheritance, the vast, unquantifiable riches stolen by the enemy and locked away for generations, is now fully activated. This is the moment to stop hoping for provision and start claiming the wealth that was designated for you before you were born. The concept of your wealth is far greater than your current income. You possess a spiritual deed, an ancient title to boundless resources that the enemy has held in spiritual escrow. This inheritance includes the material wealth, the financial opportunities, the intellectual property, and the sheer favor that should have been flowing to you and your ancestors for decades. The enemy has successfully convinced you that you have to start from zero, but I reveal the truth. You are starting from a foundation of inherited, limitless wealth. The enemy's strategy here is twofold: deception and displacement. He displaced the legal spiritual authority of your lineage from the promised land of financial dominion, and then he deceived you into believing the struggle was normal. Today, we reverse both operations. First, we execute the spiritual search and recovery. The Angel of Provision, Chapter 4, is not just redirecting current funds. He is retrieving the wealth that was stolen by the devourer across multiple generations. I saw the enemy hiding resources in specific areas of the past. Lost opportunities, businesses that failed due to sabotage, investments that were unjustly taken, legal settlements that were denied, unclaimed promises, divine mandates for prosperity that were never activated by faith, wasted talent, skills and ideas that were neglected because of fear or lack of support. I declare that every single one of these lost assets is being spiritually cataloged and is on the path to immediate physical manifestation. You will receive an insight, a contact, or a document that acts as the key to unlock this previously stolen resource. The past is releasing its hold on your financial future. Second, you must make a declaration of heirship and dominion. The difference between a servant and an heir is authority. A servant asks for a blessing. An heir claims an inheritance. To activate this wealth, you must shift your identity. Stop praying like you are pleading for mercy and start declaring like you are signing a legal deed. You must verbally, authoritatively state that the poverty, the debt, and the cycles of lack are illegal in your life because they conflict with your true divine identity. Look at your life now and see where the enemy is using the remnants of the past to steal from your present. Is it a persistent fear of losing money? Is it the tendency to self-sabotage success? These are the ghosts of the old scarcity mindset, desperately clinging to your new reality. You must expel them with the fierce authority of an heir. The wealth I am commanding to you is not meant to be simply consumed. It is your restoration fund. It is the capital required to fulfill the divine mandate on your life. Your wealth is tied to your purpose. When you claim your inheritance, you are affirming that you are ready to use the riches of the kingdom to establish the kingdom's work on earth. Your life is meant to be a testimony of divine surplus. This moment is about more than just your money. It is about rewriting your family covenant from one of struggle to one of unending generational abundance. You are the chosen hinge point, the one who stepped into this revelation and decided that the struggle ends here. Your children will not know the poverty that you knew because you have activated the divine inheritance for them. Stand in the authority of your bloodline, not your bank account. Your bank account is the result of your spiritual status. It is not the source of your wealth. The source is the eternal covenant of the Almighty. The enemy is whispering that you are not worthy, that your mistakes disqualify you from this inheritance. That is a lie. Your worthiness is established by your bloodline, not your behavior. Claim it now before he plants the seed of doubt. I need you to confirm your rightful ownership and activate the full, unrestricted access to your divine inheritance. Declare your identity as an heir. Write, "I am the heir. I claim my divine inheritance now," in the comment. The next chapter is your official mandate to begin your powerful new life. The mandate for the new beginning. Let go of yesterday's failures. Today, your past failures, the bad investments, the lost jobs, the missed opportunities are officially forgiven and permanently erased. I am giving you the mandate for the new beginning, and it requires you to sever all emotional and mental ties to yesterday's mistakes. If you carry the baggage of the past, you cannot run at the speed of the future I have decreed for you. Let go, now. The greatest threat to your new beginning is not the enemy's attack. It is your own mind, clinging to the pain and regret of former mistakes. The enemy uses those memories, the one time you were cheated, the business that collapsed, the money you lost, as heavy anchors, slowing down the acceleration, Chapter 9, and preventing the full manifestation of your inherited wealth, Chapter 10. I declare that your past is not a prophecy. It is only a reference point to show how far I have brought you. The blood of the Lamb has covered every mistake, every miscalculation, and every failure. You must stop punishing yourself for what I have already forgiven and released. The mandate for the new beginning requires 3 acts of immediate liberation. 1. The firing of the inner critic. You have an internal voice that constantly reminds you of your past financial irresponsibility, your lack of foresight, or your moments of weakness. This critic is the devil's most effective spy, working to undermine your confidence in the present moment of abundance. I command you to fire that critic immediately. Replace its voice with the voice of authority. I am a new creation. My past is irrelevant. I am financially wise and disciplined now. 2. The release of the financial traitors. I saw that some of your deepest wounds and financial setbacks were caused by betrayal. A business partner, a friend, or even a family member who misused your trust or stole your resources. Holding on to the bitterness and resentment against these individuals is spiritually binding you to the moment of their betrayal. You must release them now. Forgiveness is not a gift to them. It is the spiritual key that locks the door to the past and frees you to walk through the new beginning. When you forgive, you spiritually reclaim the emotional energy that the resentment was draining from your potential for wealth creation. 3. The destruction of physical reminders, the physical objects that tie you to past financial pain, old debt notices, files from a failed business, unused credit cards, or gifts from a broken situation, act as altars of failure. They constantly broadcast a frequency of defeat into your environment. You must gather these tokens of the past and destroy them, burn them, or physically remove them from your sight. This is a powerful, tangible act of declaration that you are not going back. You are symbolically declaring, yesterday's failure has no power over today's success. The new beginning I am giving you is total. New ideas, new connections, new favor, and a completely new, clean financial slate. You cannot mix the old, contaminated water of regret with the fresh, pure flow of divine abundance. Your mind must be a clean vessel, focused solely on the immense possibilities of this moment. This is your official mandate to forget. When the enemy tries to remind you of your failures, you must respond with the authority of the prophet, declaring, "That person died when the new beginning was decreed. I am not that person anymore." Embrace the lightness and speed of a completely clean slate. You are about to move into a season where your success will be so visible, so undeniable, that people will look back at your past struggles and simply not understand how the transformation occurred so quickly. The answer is simple: divine acceleration and the release of regret. The enemy is desperately trying to bring up a specific memory of a lost fortune or a major mistake right now, hoping to paralyze your next move. Do not yield to the voice of regret. Your freedom is now. I need you to publicly declare your freedom from the past and accept this mandate for the new beginning. Declare your mental and emotional liberation. Write, "I forget the past. I embrace my new beginning," in the comments. The next chapter will test your readiness to handle the massive wealth that is about to arrive. The test of faith and multiplication, how your immediate action unlocks more. The abundance is here. The debt is canceled. But now, you face the crucial test of faith. Will you hoard the first fruits, or will you use them to multiply? Your immediate action regarding the first wave of wealth unlocks the next unstoppable flow. Hesitation means stagnation. I will show you how your faith becomes the key to endless multiplication now. A true new beginning, chapter 11, is not defined by receiving a large sum. It is defined by the spiritual sophistication with which you handle that sum. The Lord is testing you. He is testing your heart's allegiance. Is your trust in the money itself, or is it in the unlimited source that sent the money? The enemy's final and most sophisticated trap is the spirit of hoarding. This spirit whispers, keep it safe, don't spend it, don't give it away, you might need it later. This fear-based hoarding is rooted in the old scarcity mindset, and it immediately kills the flow of multiplication. Spiritual law dictates, what you hold on to, you lose. What you release, multiplies. This chapter reveals the 3 mandatory actions of the test of faith and multiplication. 1. The immediate activation seed, the prophetic investment. The moment the 72-hour shift, chapter 5, lands, the moment the debt is cancelled or the funds arrive, chapter 8, you must not use all of it for consumption. You must immediately plant a significant portion as a prophetic investment into the divine idea, chapter 4. This seed must be large enough to hurt your scarcity thinking, but small enough to test your belief in the multiplication. This is the moment where you prove to the universe that you believe the word more than you believe the numbers. This action immediately unlocks the $1, $10, $100 multiplication code, chapter 2. If you delay this investment, the acceleration slows down. 2. The test of the unexpected need, the generosity test. A sudden, legitimate, and unexpected need will arise in the life of someone close to you, a family member, a friend, or a truly worthy cause. This need is a divine test. The enemy wants you to rationalize and say, I need to pay my bills first. The Lord is watching. Will you allow your new abundance to flow out to meet that need? Or will you close your hand in fear? The greatest secret of wealth is that the hand that gives is the hand that receives more. When you give generously in this moment, you are spiritually declaring that your source is unlimited, thus ensuring the next wave of wealth is even larger. 3. The principle of sustained thanksgiving. The ultimate test is maintaining your gratitude after the initial excitement wears off. True faith doesn't just thank God for the receipt of the blessing, it thanks God for the unlimited supply of the blessing. Every day, you must declare and give thanks for the wealth that is still coming, not just the wealth that has already arrived. This sustained thanksgiving maintains the high spiritual frequency necessary for perpetual multiplication and ensures you remain under the decree of acceleration. I saw millions failing this test because they prioritized comfort over courage. They took the blessing and tried to use it to secure their lives based on earthly wisdom. But you, my child, are operating on a higher covenant. Your wealth is secure only when it is flowing, moving, and multiplying through acts of faith, purpose, and generosity. Your purpose is now directly tied to your prosperity. The more you release into the divine blueprint, the more the divine blueprint can release back to you. The wealth you receive is not your destination. It is the fuel for your destiny. The enemy is whispering logical reasons to delay your prophetic investment and to ignore the unexpected need. Do not listen. Your breakthrough is conditional upon your immediate faith-filled action of release. I need you to confirm your commitment to the laws of multiplication and to pass this vital test of faith. Declare your courage and commitment to multiplication. Write, I will multiply. I pass the test of faith in the comments. The next chapter holds the authoritative instruction for your first major business move with this new wealth. The voice of authority. What God is saying about your next big business. Move your finances are no longer run by guesswork or human advice. I am giving you the voice of authority, the specific direction you need for your next big business move. This is not a suggestion. It is a mandate that guarantees massive success and multiplication. Listen closely, for this revelation will turn your seed into a kingdom-level enterprise. You have navigated the tests of lack, delay, and fear. You have passed the test of faith, chapter 12, by choosing multiplication over hoarding. Now, you need the divine strategy to invest the new wealth you've received, chapters 5, 8, 10, into something lasting, something with the potential for infinite return. The Lord is revealing 3 key directives for your immediate next step. 1. Mandate for expansion over comfort. The natural inclination when wealth arrives is to seek comfort. Buy a bigger house, a new car, or retire early. I declare this is a distraction. Your next big move is not about comfort, it is about expansion and dominion. The money you received is designated as kingdom capital. It must be invested into an area that gives you greater influence, reaches more people, and establishes a long-term flow. Look for a venture, a partnership, or an asset that requires you to step out of your comfort zone, because that is where the true anointing for multiplication resides. Your next step must be a leap, not a step. 2. The directive of the untapped resource. Look for the resource that the world has undervalued, but the kingdom knows is essential. This is the divine niche. It may be a service that provides healing or spiritual guidance, a product that solves a deeply human problem with integrity, or an investment in technology that accelerates global connection. The voice of authority tells you to invest heavily in the area that brings restoration and spiritual value. When you align your business move with the values of the kingdom, the gates of hell cannot prevail against your profit margin. This business will be a magnet for divine favor. 3. The warning against unsanctified partnership. Be extremely cautious about who you bring into your next venture. The enemy will attempt to send a partner who appears highly qualified, but whose spirit is motivated by greed or competition. This partner is a spiritual anchor designed to sink your accelerated progress. The voice of authority warns you, your partner must be spiritually aligned before they are financially capable. Use your intuition, the clarity you received in Chapter 7. If there is any unsettling feeling about a potential partner, retreat immediately. Your next big move requires pure, sanctified synergy. I saw the angel of provision standing guard over your business plan. He is ready to execute the divine strategy, but he awaits your final, faith-filled instruction based on this word. This means you do not need 5 years of market research. You need a single, clear, authoritative instruction from heaven. You have just received that instruction. Your current venture, or the new idea you were given, Chapter 4, is about to become a wellspring of perpetual riches. It will not rely on economic cycle, it will rely on the continuous flow of divine supply. You are now positioned to become a major funder of purpose-driven initiative. This is the core reason for the wealth, to empower your purpose. Do not allow fear of the unknown or the magnitude of the investment to paralyze you. Remember the decree of acceleration, Chapter 9. What takes others a lifetime to build, you will erect in a matter of months. Act with swift confidence. The moment you implement this divine strategy, your financial breakthrough becomes an unstoppable, self-sustaining reality. The enemy is whispering logical reasons to play it safe and stay small. Do not listen. Your divine blueprint requires you to act big, immediately. This is the hour of your dominion. I need you to confirm your obedience to this divine strategy and declare your readiness to step into the big move. Declare your readiness for expansion. Write, I obey the voice of authority. My next move is massive success in the comments. The next critical chapter is the final step to secure this blessing permanently. Sealing the covenant of prosperity, the final step to ensure your abundance lasts. You have received the wealth, broken the curse, and received the divine strategy. But this is the most critical stage, the final seal. If you miss this step, the blessing you received can be subject to reversal. I am giving you the final, non-negotiable step for sealing the covenant of prosperity, ensuring that your abundance is not temporary, but permanent and eternally multiplying. The enemy knows that temporary wealth is useless. His final tactic is to wait until you are comfortable, then attack the integrity of your covenant to stop the flow. A covenant is a legally binding agreement in the spiritual realm. You entered into this covenant when you declared your faith and acted upon the principles of multiplication. Now, the covenant must be sealed with 3 enduring acts. 1. The seal of testimony. the public acknowledgement. The spiritual law requires you to not only receive the blessing, but to publicly acknowledge the divine source. You must make a conscious decision to share your testimony of the sudden shift, the debt cancellation, and the immediate harvest, chapters 5-8. This is not for vanity. It is a spiritual seal that declares the breakthrough was achieved by God's power, not your own strength. When you testify, you activate a spiritual defense mechanism, silencing the accuser and attracting more favor. Your willingness to declare the miracle is what makes the miracle permanent. Find a trusted friend, or better yet, share your testimony in the comments below, right now. 2. The seal of generational legacy, the continuous flow. The covenant of prosperity is sealed not just for you, but for your lineage, chapter 3. To ensure it lasts, you must immediately implement a mechanism for continuous generational flow. This means establishing an endowment, a foundation, or a clear inheritance plan where a specific portion of your new wealth is perpetually earmarked to help future generations or to fund kingdom causes. This financial structure declares that the blessing will not end with you. It guarantees a river of wealth that flows through your descendants, making the covenant unbreakable. 3. The seal of sanctified purpose, the dedication of the first project. Take the first major success, derived from your next big business move, chapter 13, and publicly dedicate its purpose to the greater good, to the fulfillment of your divine mandate. This act sanctifies the entire enterprise. It is the final spiritual transaction that says, this business, this wealth, is not mine. It is a tool for the Creator's glory. Sadr, when the ultimate purpose of your money is consecrated, the protection over it becomes absolute and the source remains limitless. Your prosperity is secured by its purpose. You have been transformed from a debtor to a distributor, from a victim of lack to a source of supply. This covenant of prosperity is the guarantee that the devourer, chapter 1, has no further legal access to your life, and the spirit of delay, chapter 9, is permanently barred from your timeline. Embrace the discipline of this sealing process. The difference between a momentary windfall and a permanent legacy is the integrity of your covenant. Do not assume your breakthrough will last. Seal it. The enemy wants you to become secretive and comfortable, believing the hard work is over. He is tempting you to break the seal by becoming silent and selfish. Do not let him. The final lock is your public testimony. I need you to perform this final, powerful act of faith to seal your abundance forever and ensure its permanence. Seal your covenant of perpetual prosperity. Write, I seal the covenant. My abundance is permanent in the comment. Remain to the end, because the final chapter shows you how to keep this flow open forever. The unstoppable flow, maintaining the river of wealth in your life forever. You are no longer waiting for a miracle. You are living in a river of them. I decree that your financial breakthrough is now a self-sustaining, unstoppable flow. This is the ultimate final revelation, how to maintain the velocity, the abundance, and the multiplication forever, ensuring you never return to the desert of lack. Listen and implement these 3 principles immediately. The greatest challenge of abundance is not getting it, but keeping it. The Lord desires your prosperity to be like a river, constantly moving, constantly expanding, and constantly refreshing. Stagnation is the enemy of multiplication. To maintain the unstoppable flow, you must adopt a completely new mentality, governed by perpetual motion. 1. The principle of perpetual release, the giver's mentality. The moment the devourer is rebuked and the flow begins, you must view every dollar not as something to be kept, but as something to be released with purpose. Your hands are now the channels of the divine. The river only flows to the extent that it flows out. This is more than tithing. This is a lifestyle. Regularly release funds into new seeds of faith, chapter 12, into kingdom expansion, chapter 13, and into meeting authentic human needs. The size of your outflow determines the magnitude of your inflow. Never allow the fear of scarcity to cause you to close your hand. Keep the channel open, always. 2. The principle of prophetic vision, the future focus. The flow stops when your vision shrinks. Once your immediate debts are paid and your early projects are funded, you must immediately elevate your vision to the next level of dominion. What is the million-dollar vision that requires the wealth you have? What is the billion-dollar vision that requires the perpetual flow? Your wealth will always chase your vision. If you settle for a small, comfortable life, the flow will shrink to meet that small vision. Dare to dream dreams so vast that only the supernatural flow can sustain them. This high-level vision is the continuous spiritual magnet for greater resources. 3. The principle of emotional maintenance, the peace of prosperity. The greatest long-term threat is the loss of your peace. The unstoppable flow is maintained by a spiritual atmosphere of unwavering peace and gratitude. The enemy will try to create anxiety around investment, fear around loss, or stress around management. Do not allow it. When a concern arises, immediately cast it onto the divine source. Your peace is the spiritual guarantee that the system is working perfectly. Peace in your heart is the sign of a healthy, continuous flow. Guard your peace more fiercely than you guard your money. You are now a steward of a perpetual river of wealth. The old days of striving, struggling, and hoping for a miracle are over. You are living the miracle. The acceleration is permanent. The inheritance is active. The covenant is sealed. Never forget the power of this word. You were chosen for this moment, not to live a small life, but to demonstrate the boundless, limitless, perpetual provision of the Creator. Your prosperity is your undeniable testimony to the world that God is real, and His promises are absolute. The enemy is planting a seed of fear that this won't last. Do not receive that seed. Your future is a river, not a reservoir. I need you to commit to maintaining this unstoppable flow forever, not just for a season, but for a legacy. Declare your final commitment to perpetual abundance. Write, "My flow is unstoppable. I will prosper forever," in the comments, and share this message, because the world needs to see your unstoppable testimony. You have now received the complete 15-chapter prophetic mandate for your radical financial reversal and new beginning. The spiritual work is complete. The devourer is gone, the chains are snapped, and the angelic blueprint is in motion. The 72-hour countdown has begun for your sudden shift. This message, "God says, I am sending you wealth and a new beginning," is not just words. It is a spiritual contract signed between you and the author of abundance. You have declared your faith, you have accepted the acceleration, and you have sealed your covenant. If this message has touched your heart, if you feel the power of this immediate financial shift, you have a final, non-negotiable step. You must ensure this word reaches others who are trapped in the same cycle of lack. Your prosperity is tied to your ability to share the light. 1. Subscribe to this channel right now. By subscribing, you align yourself with a community operating under the laws of divine velocity and continuous prophecy. 2. Share this video immediately with 5 people who you know are struggling financially. Be the catalyst for their breakthrough. 3. Write, "Amen, my new beginning is here," in the comments to lock in the final seal of this monumental revelation. Go forth, my child, and walk in the unstoppable flow of your divine inheritance. Your new financial reality starts now. God is with you.